everyone. In this video, we will cover the current affairs. I am Nuzhat Sana. For mobile optimized ebooks, please install GK Today Academy app. You can attend the quizzes on this app for better practice, and after that you can also read the detailed explanation of the questions you have missed. For regular updates, please check our Telegram channel. The link is given in the description box. You can subscribe to it if you find it relevant. For hard copy books, you can visit our website gktbooks.com. Okay. Also, our latest initiative is UPSC Prelims Test Series for 2021 and 2022 in GK Today Academy app. So if you are appearing in UPSC Prelims, you may consider joining this. So now, without wasting any further time, let's get started. So today we will be discussing most important MCQs for 20 and 21st of August 2021. Starting with very first question, in which state or union territory Narendra Singh Tomar has inaugurated the world's second largest refurbished state-of-the-art National Gene Bank? So recently Narendra Singh Tomar has inaugurated this National Gene Bank at NBPGR, that is National Bureau of Plant Genetic Resources, which lies in New Delhi. Why? Because the need for biofortified crop varieties is being felt, which the government is trying to overcome now. And the National Gene Bank that was established in the year 1996 to preserve the seeds of PGR, means plant genetic resources, for future generations, has the capacity to preserve about 1 million germplasm in the form of seeds. And right now it is protecting nearly 4.52 lakh accessions, of which 2.7 lakh are Indian germplasm, and the rest have been imported from other countries. Okay. Now Delhi was in news for a few reasons. Let's talk about all of them quickly. First of all, recently Union Minister Sarbanand Sonowal has announced that world's first biobank in Ayurveda is going to be set up in All India Institute of Ayurveda, New Delhi. Apart from it, AIIMS Delhi has become the first hospital in the country to house a fire station in its campus, and for this purpose AIIMS has collaborated with DFS, that is Delhi Fire Services, to open a fire station inside the hospital to meet any emergency. Also, Delhi has launched faceless transport services by locking down 4 RTOs. RTO means Regional Transport Offices. And now all the faceless applications will be processed within a period of 7 days according to the guidelines, which also adds that the motor license officers will be responsible to look into the complaints on priority basis, and each complaint should be resolved within a period of 3 days. Fine. Apart from all these things, Disaster Management Authority of Delhi has recently implemented GRAP system. Why? To effectively manage COVID-19. What is GRAP? It is Graded Response Action Plan. So now it has actually 4 levels of color coded alerts, and which are these 4 colors? Yellow, amber, orange and red. Fine. Now you have to tell me in the comment section, what is Delhi @2047? Question number 2. Recently Prime Minister Muhyiddin Yassin has resigned. He was the Prime Minister of which country? So on 16th of August, Prime Minister Yassin has resigned due to the political turmoil in the country, Malaysia. So finally he and his cabinet resigned after losing his majority, and his resignation is going to open another chapter of instability, as there is absence of any obvious successor currently. So he resigned after the tenure of 17 months in the office. Thus it is the shortest span of any Malaysian leader. And not only this, his resignation also impacts the efforts towards rebooting the economy and controlling the resurgence of COVID infections. Actually, political turmoil in Malaysia was triggered by a power grab within the then ruling Pakatan Harapan coalition, and it led to the resignation of former Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad. Also, the currency of Malaysia, that is ringgit, has fallen down to 1-year low and its stock market also slipped. Now one more president has resigned from his post recently, and who is it? Ashraf Ghani, and he was the president of Afghanistan. Why he resigned? So as to avoid the clash, because already Taliban has entered into the country. Now Malaysia was also in news few days back because world's first affordable as well as effective new drug for hepatitis C has been registered by Malaysia, and now this new drug offers hope for accessible treatment to the millions of people around the world who are suffering from the disease. Question number 3. With which bank Tata Motors has partnered with to offer car loan facilities? So recently Tata Motors has joined hands with Bank of Maharashtra to offer car loan facilities for its new Forever range of passenger vehicles. So under the collaboration, Bank of Maharashtra will provide loans to Tata Motors customers at an interest rate starting from as low as 7.15% linked with RLLR, means repo linked lending rate. So this scheme will offer a maximum of 90% of financing on the total cost of the vehicle. Now apart from it, do remember that India's largest public lender bank, that is SBI, State Bank of India, has introduced a new deposit scheme under which it will offer additional interest to individuals and senior citizens. And this new deposit scheme is named as SBI Platinum Deposits, and this has been launched as a special deposit scheme to mark the celebratory occasion of 75 years of India's independence. So now under this particular scheme, individuals can get additional interest up to 0.15% on term deposits for 75 days, 75 weeks and 75-month tenors. Now Bank of Maharashtra was also in news because it has emerged as the top performer among public sector lenders in terms of loan and saving deposit growth during the first quarter of the current financial year. And it was further followed by Punjab and Sindh Bank. And also to remember that Bank of Maharashtra recorded 14.46% of increase in gross advances at 1,10,590 crore rupees in April to June period of current financial year. And already we have discussed that SBI and Jammu Kashmir Grameen Bank has signed a memorandum of understanding for joint liability group financing. So the main objective of this MOU is to enhance the flow of credit to the tenant farmers and the sharecroppers. Okay. Now you have to tell me which bank has recently partnered with AWS, that is Amazon Web Services, as its preferred cloud provider. Please write the name of that particular bank in the comments. Question number 4. Which organization has introduced the Financial Inclusion Index? So recently this has been introduced by RBI. And what do you understand by the Financial Inclusion Index? Actually, it will be used to capture the extent of financial inclusion in India. And this index was part of the announcements made in first bi-monthly monetary policy of April 2021. So this index has been conceptualized as a comprehensive index that comprises the details of banking, insurance, investment, postal and pension sector in consultation with government and sectoral regulators. Also, it captures information on different aspects of financial inclusion in a single value in the range of 0 to 100. Means 0 indicates complete financial exclusion and 100 indicates the full financial inclusion. Fine. So basically this index comprises of 3 broad parameters such as access, usage and quality. So each of these parameters comprises of various dimensions which are computed on the basis of different indicators. So it is responsive to ease of access, then availability and usage of services along with quality of services comprising of all 97 indicators. Fine. Now apart from it, Do remember that ASK Investment Managers Limited has launched a digital onboarding for AIF, means Alternate Investment Fund, for its Flexi Cap portfolio theme. So actually, with the government's focus on Atmanirbhar Bharat and various PLI schemes that aimed at lowering the dependence on imports and boosting our exports, this fund aims to invest in beneficiaries of various sectors including chemicals, footwear, diagnostic, etc. So an alternative investment is a financial asset that does not fall into one of the conventional investment categories, like they include private equity or venture capital, or you can say hedge funds, derived contracts, etc. So now this ASK Emerging Opportunities Fund will be investing in listed Indian equities, and the term of the scheme is 7 years with 2 years of lock-in. Now can you tell me what is India's rank in the global coronavirus innovation rankings? So India fell 6 spots to the 32nd place in the global coronavirus innovation rankings for the countries, as per a report prepared by Startup Blink in association with Health Innovation Exchange. So basically this report features the top ranked 40 countries and 100 cities in the world based on innovative solutions developed to face the pandemic. And these rankings are for innovations made specific to the COVID-19 pandemic and also take into consideration the population of the country. So these innovations were segmented into different type of categories like prevention, diagnostic, then treatment, or you can say medical devices, then initiatives, grants, various things. Okay. So here most important thing is India's rank, which is 32. Question number 5. With which organizations National Skill Development Corporation has partnered with to introduce a skilling program that aims to train 50,000 youth? So recently Samsung has introduced a skilling program that aims to train 50,000 youth and make them job ready for the electronics retail sector in the next few years. And do remember that Samsung is a South Korea based firm. Also this program plans to provide 200 hours of blended classroom and online training, followed by 5 months of on-the-job training. So the participants' training will be as per the National Skill Qualification Framework, and it will include skill sets such as customer engagement, managing sales counter, handling customer queries, product demonstration and selling skills, apart from various other soft skills. So they will be made familiar with the functioning of electronics retail stores through live demonstrations and hands-on training during the on-the-job training. So for this purpose, the company said that the program participants will be youth who have completed school education and will be mobilized through NSDC's approved training partners at 120 centers across India. Now talking about Global Youth Development Index, what was India's rank in this particular index? It was 122 among 181 countries. So basically this index measures the condition of young people on the basis of various parameters. Do remember that Singapore was at the first position and Niger was at the last. Question number 6. In which state or union territory the foundation stone of Innovation and Development Center of Jawaharlal Nehru Center for Advanced Scientific Research has been laid? So recently the Vice President of India, Shri M. Venkaiah Naidu, has unveiled the foundation stone of Innovation and Development Center of Jawaharlal Nehru Center for Advanced Scientific Research in Bangalore. So it will be developed into a facility where laboratory inventions will be taken forward for scale up and technology transfer. And not only this, a startup from inventors within the center and from other institutions in Bangalore and also across the country will be hosted in this new facility. Talking about Karnataka, Chief Minister is B.S. Bommai and the Governor is Thawarchand Gehlot. Now apart from it, do remember that Chhattisgarh has announced to form 4 new districts and 18 new tehsils in the state. And these 4 districts would be named as, first is Mohla Manpur, second is Sukti, third is Sarangarh, Bilaigarh, and fourth is Mahendragarh. So earlier Chhattisgarh has 28 districts, but now after this announcement it would have 32 districts. Now you have to tell me which state of India has recently passed Cattle Preservation Bill. Why? To prohibit the sale and purchase of beef in areas which are inhabited by non-beef eating communities. So you have to tell me which state is this. Question number 7. With which organization Facebook has partnered to build a 12,000 km long subsea cable in the Asia Pacific region? So recently Google and Facebook have joined hands to build this subsea cable that aims to expand connectivity in the Asia Pacific region. So basically this undersea cable will connect Japan, Taiwan, Guam, the Philippines, Indonesia and Singapore, and it is expected to be completed in the year 2024. So the cable system is expected to have an initial design capacity of more than 190 terabits per second to meet rising data demand in the region, and these cables are laid on seabeds to carry the telecommunication signals, and they are made up of hundreds of fibers that transmit data between 2 locations. Now apart from it, recently World Health Organization has partnered with Facebook. Also recently UNESCO has collaborated with Netflix. Why? To celebrate India's rich cultural heritage. Also UNICEF has partnered with Facebook to launch a 1-year joint initiative on ending violence against children with a special focus on online safety. Question number 8. With whom has India signed a joint action plan to boost trade activities? So actually East African Community traders stand to benefit from faster clearance of their goods and lower cost of running their business following the signing of a joint action plan between EAC and the Government of India. So this plan will pave the way for a Mutual Recognition Agreement, that is MRA, between the 2 parties. And once realized, it will benefit the companies under Authorized Economic Operators Program that is run by the EAC partner states under the coordination of the EAC Secretariat since the year 2008. And the selection of India as an MRA partner was based on the principle of mutual recognition and the fairly steady trade between the EAC and India over the past 5 years, which cumulative amounted to over $30 billion. Now Eastern African countries were also in news few days back because of the exercise named as Cutlass Express, which was commenced on 26th of July along the east coast of Africa, and it involves 12 Eastern African countries, USA, UK along with India. Now let's talk about some of the important military exercises that were conducted recently. First is Varuna. It is between India and France. Then there is exercise Desert Night 21. It is also between India and France. Then there is Indra. It is between India and Russia. And also do remember that INS Tabor was part of the military exercise with Italy as well as with Russia. Then apart from it, India and Saudi Arabia have conducted their first ever naval exercise named as Al-Mohid Al-Hindi. Also India and UAE have performed their naval exercise named as Zaid Talwar. So these are some of the important and recent military exercises. Question number 9. By which year the government is going to provide fortified rice to the poor under various schemes? So while addressing the nation on 75th Independence Day, Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced to provide the fortified rice to poor under various schemes by the year 2024. And this decision was taken in order to address the problem of malnutrition in India. And providing nutrition to every poor in India is a priority of the government. That's why government has taken this step. Because the government believes that malnutrition and lack of essential nutrients among poor women and children is a major hurdle in their development. The hidden hunger, or you can say it as micronutrient deficiency, also continues to pose significant public health problems in Indian population. Now, do you know what is food fortification? It is actually the simplest and sustainable public health strategy that addresses the challenge of micronutrient deficiency. And it is a cost-effective, scientifically proven and globally recognized approach. Fine. Coming to last question, which date of August is observed as Patriots Day in the state of Manipur? Actually, in Manipur, Patriots Day in memory of those heroes who sacrificed their lives in the Anglo-Manipur War that was held in 1891 is observed annually on 13th of August. And on this occasion, Governor Shri Ganga Prasad Chaurasia inaugurated the memorial complex that was dedicated to the exiled martyrs of the Anglo-Manipur War at a park in Imphal. And the names of those unsung heroes who fought bravely against the mighty British forces and later exiled to Andaman and Nicobar Islands are engraved on this memorial stone. And later the artist of Roop Rag performed the first rendition of the state song of Manipur named as Sana Lebak Manipur, which the state cabinet has decided to adopt it as the state song of Manipur recently. Now let's talk about some of the important days from August. First of all, we celebrate World Breastfeeding Week from 1st to 7th of August. Then 8th August was Quit India Movement anniversary. 12th August is International Youth Day. Then 14th August is World Pre-Diabetes Day. And 10th August is World Lion Day. And also 10th August is celebrated as World Biofuel Day. Now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions. And at the end of the lecture, do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today. And we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching. And please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, Meenu Zatsana signing off.